Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Tony Award winners Janet McTeer and Liev Schreiber are back on Broadway in the Donmar Warehouse's stunning production of Christopher Hampton's LIAISONS Dangereuses, directed by Josie Rourke, and we're here on opening night. Music is stunning in this production. What was it like putting it together? Did you work with Josie? I mean, how did you create what you created?
So we started out with the idea that we would have live singing in the show, and then really workshopped it for quite a while. And in this production, there's 6 people who sing on stage, which is an incredible privilege to have that live as part of a play score. So we just worked out transitions, and then worked with Lauren, the amazing choreographer, who we just worked out how we would get from one thing to the next thing and maintain the dramatic narrative, I suppose, musically and movement-wise, so that it never the play never stops. It's a continuum.
So did you listen to Michael's music first? And I just love the way all the musical staging, because the show plays like a musical.
The transitions certainly play like a musical, and then that allows for some freedom and some lift even inside the scenes. So yes, Michael's music, I listened to it and counted it out, and you know, the idea was to get as many things to happen and then have it all suck out of the space in time for the scene to begin.
I'm sure there are always challenges with working on something, but this just seems seamless. Were there challenges for you with this?
Only in the sense that things would continue to change. So it was like, so one day we thought we had it, and then we had another idea, so it kept changing. And it's really fun to be on that that ride.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, you have to decide when is the day that we're going to decide that this is what it is.
And when was that day?
2 days ago, maybe.
Well, you always freeze a show right before. I love that. And just working with this remarkable cast, what that has meant to you. The
cast has been so generous with me and gracious with me, and again, it's been a masterclass. They are exceptional, impeccable actors, and what they do, I say, Janet McTeer, do you know who Sylvie Guillem is, the ballet dancer? What Sylvie Guillem does in 8 counts of music is what Janet McTeer does in 1 sentence. You know, it's just this beautiful thing that she can do.
We have another hit in town, of course, with Waitress. I mean, how much fun is it for you revisiting that and seeing how that show affects audiences? It's
awesome. I go once or twice a week and just hang out in the back and watch it, and it's just wonderful. Audiences are loving it. Our cast is changing. They're just as wonderful. So it's been a very exciting time.
What's it like sharing the stage? Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, it's so incredible. I mean, every single day he's so professional and on the ball, and every day he tries new things, which keeps it very fun and active and visceral, which is like all you can hope for. And it's such an amazing play to fall back on those words, you know, some of the greatest words in any play, in my opinion. So.
But your scenes are with him. What's the biggest pinch me moment, like when you started rehearsing with him? What were they?
Yeah, I mean, the first day you walk in the room and you're like, oh, there's Liev Schreiber. This is amazing, you know? Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
And living in this world of Christopher Hampton, gorgeous writing.
Oh yeah, I mean, incredible. And I think it's maybe the best adaptation from a book to a play ever. It's just so poignant, and every night you kind of hear new lines. You've seen it a million times, but every single night, you know, I'll hear Janet or Liev say something, and it'll just be like, wow, that's really incredible. So,
what I enjoyed the most about working on this show, I mean, incredible director.
I love Josie Rourke. She and I was lucky enough to work with her in Chicago back in 2009 on 12th Night, and she's every bit as amazing now as she was then, and I've been trying to get back to her ever since, and she's just an incredible gift. Incredible.
And playing this role, how do you say it?
How do I say what?
Your name.
Madame de Volanges.
I love that. So when you took your bow tonight back on Broadway, do you remember what you were thinking?
Yes, I was thinking that, I don't want to start crying. I was thinking that I cannot believe how lucky I am to be able to do the thing I want to do with my life. And I get an opportunity to work with not just people like Josie, who are wonderful, but the cast is great, the crew is great. Everybody Schubert Alley's just been really, really good to me, from Matilda to Les Liaisons, and I don't know what next.
What a great role, I would think, to play, right?
I love her. I love her. Yeah. It's one great thing about getting all the old lady roles.
They're the best?
They're wonderful. They have the best lines, and yeah, it's wonderful.
They have all the wisdom.
That's right. Yeah, wisdom and humor, and yeah.
What's it been like living in the world that Josie has created? What a stunning production.
So beautiful. It's so I mean, first of all, her understanding of what makes great theater, but she's also really, really smart about history and philosophy and social stuff. It's been wonderful, and a master class in acting.
What's it like being in this cast and working with Janet McTeer and Liev Schreiber?
To watch those two theater animals work, rehearsals especially, were just wonderful. Really, really interesting.
So when you took your bow tonight, do you remember what you were thinking?
I was thinking, oh my God, we're open. Yes. Yeah.
This is your Broadway debut tonight, right? How do you feel?
So good. It's so nice. Yeah, it's been great, and it's like such a nice company and such a nice role to get to do it with. So I couldn't be happier.
The biggest pinch me moment for you during this process has been what for you?
I mean, the fact that I get to make out with Janet McTeer. I think I'll remember that one.
And just living in this world, what it means to you. Christopher Hampton, gorgeous book.
Yeah. I mean, it's been kind of amazing to have him around too, and he's really kind of brought us into it. And Josie's great love for this world and for this play has really sort of brought us into it. And then, you know, you get to just riff with Janet and Liev. They're so in it and they're so committed and they kind of give it all. And so you're just trying to live up to that and, you know, wear those nice shoes.
Working with this cast, a lot of Broadway debuts besides you tonight, right?
It's very exciting, actually. It's nice to kind of do it together. You know, you get other people to look at and be like, "Oh my God, we're doing this! This is happening. We're actually on Broadway." I had one of those moments on stage the other day. I was just on stage and I just said to myself, "Oh my God, this is Broadway. I'm here right now," and it's great.
What was today like for you? Because Broadway debuts are really special. They only happen once. What did you do today, leading up to the theater or till the curtain went up?
Well, I actually spent all of morning forgetting about this because I was with my boyfriend from Denmark and he was here to visit me. And then probably around 2, 3 o'clock, I started to sort of zone in and did my thank you cards for the rest of the great company and went out of the door and it started pouring down rain, of course. So I arrived at the theater too late and wet as a brown mouse. But yeah, after that it got better.
Totally. Living in this world of Les Liaisons, in the world of Christopher Hampton, what that has meant to you?
You know, Christopher has written this amazing piece of theater, and it's just been such a joy to dive into this world, not only the world, but also the language, with, you know, Josie and the rest of this amazing company. And I think for all of us, it's been a delight to discover how modern it actually is and how it's universal and everlasting issues that they deal with. And it's just been such a, it's also like a, it's like proper theater with proper costumes. So it's, I don't think I could have dreamed it any better. It's been wonderful.
And sharing the stage with this incredible cast. I mean, Janet McTeer, Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the first couple of days of rehearsal, I was definitely starstruck. And to watch Janet and Liev rehearse together is one of the most inspiring and gratifying things I've ever done, because they're so incredibly in tune with each other, and they're so adventurous in exploring the material from every possible angle. It's been incredibly inspiring.
You look stunning. How do you feel tonight?
I feel so overwhelmed right now. It was an exhilarating evening. I can't believe I'm here right now. I can't believe what I am wearing. I am posing right now. And the funniest thing is didn't have anything to wear for opening night, and word got around the cast, and the night before we opened, or like 2 nights before, Josie, our director, incredible director, she comes up to me before we go on stage and she's like, she seemed really angry, and I was like, oh no. She's like, I'm calling you for rehearsal tomorrow. And I'm like, oh no, it's the end of it. And she's like, I cannot believe you don't have an outfit for opening night. I'm taking you tomorrow and we're going shopping. So I thought, oh my God, we're gonna go to Macy's and get a dress. And sure enough, by the end of the show, she comes up to my dressing room and she's like, Zach Posen has personally agreed to dress you. And I could not believe it. Her and Claire Danes made it happen, but it was because the whole cast like let Josie in on it, and then they took me to the showroom the next day within like 24 hours, and they gave me my Cinderella moment, and that's why right now it's the cherry on top of the evening for me.
I was going to ask you what your day was like. That's an incredible day.
It was absolutely, it's a dream come true. Literally, I'm standing, I feel like I'm wearing the most beautiful Christmas ornament. I've never worn something this beautiful or heavy. Try lifting this right now. It is not not an easy, it's a workout, but I will take it.
Just living in this world that Josie's created for you with this cast, what it means to you.
It's so much, because I feel like with the concept that Josie's presented with this gallery theme, with the artwork, and with the feminism going on, there's so much of women discovering their power through sexuality, and I love that. It's deceptive, it's juicy, it's sensual, and with all these themes going on, I think it's really empowering. So I'm so happy to be a part of it.
So finally, when you took your bow tonight on Broadway, do you remember what you were thinking?
I was thinking don't trip or like fall on my face, honestly, because when you're clumsy and you're wearing like these long dresses, you're like, just make sure you bow elegantly and smile and wave. But it was incredible. It was I feel so lucky.
Welcome home to Broadway. How does it feel?
Really great. It's so exciting. It's so brilliant, and the houses have been great so far, even in previews. And this is an amazing cast. It's just brilliant. There's nowhere like Broadway.
What's it been like living in the rehearsal room? We talked very early on in the process. Everybody who I spoken to, Liev said the rehearsal room was like his favorite part of this whole thing.
Oh, it was amazing. It was very inventive, very creative. We laughed like drains. It was very intense because we didn't have very long. It was just the best. It was brilliant.
And working with Josie, what a beautiful world she's created for you.
No, it's so sensual and exciting and sexy, and it's a lovely world, and the music and the seamlessness of it is very aesthetically pleasing, and we all get to look fabulous in great costumes.
The clothes are stunning.
Those are great, aren't they? Yeah. Really.
Do you remember the first time you saw yourself all done up, like in, here in New York, with the wig and the outfit and everything else? How you felt revisiting her?
Yes, you just kind of remind yourself, oh, okay, that's what it's like to be that person. Yeah.
Sharing the stage with this incredible cast, particularly Liev Schreiber.
Oh, the entire cast are great. Liev is fantastic. We have such fun playing, and he's as inventive and kind of day by day as I am, which makes it really good fun to play opposite. And of course, he's brilliant, and I can look him in the eye, which is kind of nice. And he can do the wit, and he can do the danger, and he can do the sexy. So it's kind of like the whole palette, really. It's wonderful. It's really good fun.
I've spoken to a lot of the cast is making their Broadway debuts and the ensemble, and they say you just are so generous with all of them, with everything they do on stage. But you do, though.
Well, they're lovely. How can you not love young talent that's upcoming and it's their first time being on Broadway? And how can you not want to embrace that and bring that forward and make them love it and make them want to do it more?
Well, this is your Broadway debut, too.
It is.
How do you feel?
Thrilled. I'm on such a high. They did a great show tonight. I'm so proud of them all. It's been lovely.
It's such a stunning production. I was there a few nights ago, and I have lived in this world for every production that's come to New York. I love the music you added, the musicality it plays. It's so stunning to watch and beautiful. What's it been like for you living in this world?
Oh, I mean, actually, the first thing is it's been wonderful living in New York for a couple of months. I've adored it. Living in the world of this play, I've always been obsessed with it. I think it's a truly great play. Christopher's an amazing playwright, and I just feel very privileged to have been working on it.
And now to have this cast, a dream cast.
Utterly. I mean, two of the greats of their generation, two amazing actors. It's been a joy to work with them, with Liev for the first time, who is just the most amazing leading man. Janet again, who, I just worship. It's been wonderful.
What have you enjoyed the most about this entire process of bringing your production to New York?
I think getting back into the rehearsal room with the play, I think my engagement with these actors, this new company, it's lovely to enjoy debuts as well as it is to enjoy people who are, take great joy in Elena and in Raffi and those people who are coming to Broadway for the first time, how special that is for them and what that means. That's just really exciting.
So when the cast took their bow tonight on Broadway opening night, what were you thinking?
I was thinking how proud I was of them all, really, for what they've achieved and for their courage and their humanity and what they bring to the play, which is truly wonderful.
What did you enjoy the most about working with Josie, your wonderful director, on this and having this done at the Donmar?
Well, I've admired her work for a long time, and actually I've known her because when she ran the Bush Theatre I was on the board there, so I've known her for a very long time, and I was just very excited to work with her, and also it's the first time there's been a major production by a woman, which is very, very makes the play. It marks the play in interesting ways, I think.
And just having this incredible cast.
Oh God, yes, that was very exciting. Very exciting. Yeah.
So you also have Sunset Boulevard coming back.
I know.
I mean, that just started off as a small little thing over there with like a few performances, and now you're coming to Broadway. Tell me.
Well, I was we all took it very casually, and we sort of thought this, and then somewhere in the middle of the first preview at the Coliseum in London, the Opera House, there was a standing ovation after Glenn sang With One Look, and we thought, oh. And the fact that it was sort of semi-staged meant that the narrative came through with great sort of clarity and strength. Glenn was, if possible, even better than she was 20 years ago. So it really was a wonderful experience for us all.
Tell me what it's been like working with Josie. What a beautiful world she's created for all of you.
In so many ways. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful place, but also she does an amazing job of making us all feel so safe. She plucked me out of the ground, as far as I can tell. I was scouted for this job, and she really took a chance and fought for me, and I feel so lucky to be here.
When you spoke during rehearsals, they were magical being in that room, weren't they? It was like a master class?
Yeah, they still are. They always are. And Janet in particular is so giving. She makes an effort to always make sure that we feel safe around her, and that she knows that we know that she thinks that we're, you know, like she encourages us to play with her, you know. I would never say on her level, not on her level. I hope to someday be on her level. But she does a good job of asking us to feed her. And also Liev, my scenes with Liev, I have such a fun time. I go out on stage every night with him and we play a little tete-a-tete, and it's sexy and fun, and they're great people.
And it's never the same, is it?
Never. Always a game on stage.
It must be so great. What a gorgeous theater to be playing too. It's so intimate, the booth.
I love an intimate place. I mean, I come from like playing small concerts and like cabarets and stuff like that, and I love being able to sort of see the people I'm playing to. Not that I look at them, but you can feel how close they are, and you can feel your voice ricochet back from them, and there's like a real sensuality to the space. So I'm so excited for this run.
Okay, so when you took your bow tonight, do you remember what you were thinking?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking everyone can see me crying now.
Welcome back to Broadway. How does it feel?
It's exciting. I don't know. It's been a while. It's much more difficult to remember lines 5 years later than I thought it would be. But I have such a remarkable company. Janet McTeer is extraordinary, and that's why I'm here. So I'm very, very pleased.
What has it been like living in this beautiful world that your director, Josie Rourke, has put together for you?
It's been really exciting. Josie has, she's right there. Josie is someone who is extraordinarily intelligent and talented and sensitive. And I think her humanity and her sensuality is all over this play.
And working with this remarkable cast. A lot of debuts in this show.
Yes, that was very fun. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but it just does. I remember mine, and I remember how exciting it was, and it's fun to watch them all.
What have you enjoyed the most about being back, doing this show here in New York?
Rehearsing. It's my favorite thing to do, is rehearse plays. Performing's tough, you know. I like opening, I like the first week so that your friends and family can see it, but then you got to do it over and over. I love rehearsing plays, and I loved working with this group of actors, Janet and Joe. It's been wonderful.
So finally, when you took your bow tonight back on Broadway, do you remember what you were thinking?
Oh yeah, I do. Because we had choreographed the curtain call literally about 20 minutes before the premiere, the opening. And I was reminding myself that I had to do an 18th century bow instead of a regular bow.
But you had a good time, right?
I had a great time.